Good afternoon, folks. My name is Quinn Swanson, and I serve as Executive Director for Happy Dancing Turtle. And I was planned to be joined by my colleague Jenny, but she is not available. So we'll dive right in. Next slide, please. We are dedicated to growing good stewards of the planet. We do this by providing education, programs, and experiences for youth and adults that inspire wonder and empower change. We have two direct service regions, the Northern Lakes, based in Pine River, serving the Brainerd Lakes area. That's where I'm located. And we also have a hub in the Driftless, serving Winona, Minnesota, that area, and over into Wisconsin as well. Happy Dancing Turtle is a nonprofit, and we were established in 2006. Thank you. We have a couple of kind of like service areas, if you will, and environmental education is a very big one for us. Much of this work is primarily for youth. It's both in school and after school, in communities, in libraries and parks, and kind of wherever we can find green space, though that's certainly not a requirement. And it is all season, so you can see some joeys out playing in the snow, and kind of wherever we can find that little bit of green patch, we'll take kiddos outside. Really meant to introduce them to nature, instill this love and awe. We know that that's a big part of them wanting to care for and be stewards. A big part of our work in the summer is day camps that are week-long. And much of our youth programming is, gosh, from like ages 4 to 6th grade are our primary audiences for youth, though kind of as needed, we'll address whomever we can. Thank you. And speaking of whomever we can, Bingo Scavenger Hunt is a program for all ages, and it's a participate from anywhere. So while I mentioned that we have two primary service areas, this is a program that anyone can participate in. Whether it's an individual, a couple, we often have intergenerational, like grandparents, grandkiddos, and then families. And it's an incentive to get outside and explore, be out in nature, and typically seasonal. And so our next one starts in mid-April. Another big area of our work is regenerative agriculture. So we support producers in trying to improve their soil health, whether through adaptive grazing and different measures in that regard. Ideally meant to improve their soil health, which has repercussions on production and profitability. So you can see a few photos there. Field days are one of the big activities, as well as writing and supporting plan work in them creating and then implementing different plans for their different grazing practices, though not only those. And then you can see in the kind of top right two photos on our Northern Lakes campus in Pine River, we have a demonstration and production garden. So that's not only those hoop houses and productivity in them, but it's out in the gardens. A lot of folks then can implement these kind of on a home scale, whether that's companion planting or cover crops. It could be mulching, just a myriad of different techniques meant to build soil health and productivity in gardens. We know the most that we can do to kind of support the underground biodiversity will help us in that above ground deliciousness that of course we all consume. And I know our garden team right now is more than a little anxious to be putting the seeds into soil. So I'm sure that's like a sentiment shared by many right now. This is our fairly small team when we were on a retreat to the Driftless region. And given that we are fairly small, our kind of waste reduction, recycling, and all of the R's work sort of ebbs and flows as we have bandwidth. That being said, it's always integrated into our work because it's a big part of being good stewards. So it's sort of never off the radar and sometimes gets more attention. And over the years and into the future, that's been things like workshops and clinics, classes, and different information sharing opportunities. And then a fair bit for us is about partnership and collaboration. So working with local businesses and institutions to local units of government and however we can support them in meeting their mission and ours. Lots of ways to connect with us. If you happen to still be comfortable using these different social media platforms, you can find us there. Outside of that, we have two different email newsletters, so one for each of our regions. And those have different events, of course, but often include fun little nature nuggets and beyond. We have many different blog topics, and all of this can be found on our website. And don't hesitate to email or call. And then lastly, as we've been talking about events, our biggest event of the year is coming this Saturday. So that is Back to Basics. It's a sustainable living focused event. This is our 19th year producing this event. It's a ton of fun. It is in Pine River, so for many that might be a travel, but it's exceptional energy, tons of great information and products. You can see here that last year we had Dr. Mark Seeley as our keynote. This year we're welcoming Ben Winchester. The vendor fair has 55 or better vendors, fills an entire like high school gym, really to the bursting point. So it's a lot of fun. And then throughout the day, there are workshops that something like 500 participants will come and partake in different aspects of the day.